Quick question. Can God create a stone so heavy he cannot lift it? If he can, there is something too heavy for him to lift, and that would mean he's not omnipotent. If he cannot make it, then there is something he cannot do, which likewise means he actually isn't omnipotent. This is the famous paradox of the stone, and for 2,000 years, theologians have been tying themselves in knots trying to escape it. Spoiler, they never will. Because the moment you define God as absolutely limitless, absolutely omnipotent, absolutely omniscient, the entire concept collapses under its own contradictions. Can God make 2 + 2 = 5? If no, he is bound by logic. The Bible claims God cannot lie. Cool. So there's something the omnipotent being cannot do. That's a limit. If God is pure actuality with no potentiality, high aquinas, then he can never change, never limit himself, never become man, never die on a cross. Congratulations, you've just made the incarnation impossible. So every single attribute that's supposed to make God perfect actually makes him logically impossible. The claim that there exists a being who can do absolutely everything with no limits whatsoever is not profound, it's incoherent. It's like saying, I own a perfectly square circle. Functional omnipotence requires the capacity to do anything conceivable outside of, within, or to one's self. A truly omnipotent being would be capable of even making oneself completely powerless, thereby abdicating all future omnipotence. Now here's the wild part. Fiction has already solved this problem, and it did it better than every theologian combined. Enter the Q Continuum from Star Trek. The Q are not one solitary, lonely, paradox-riddled deity. They're an entire species of omnipotent beings who actually make omnipotence work. Here's how they fixed every single problem. Self-limitation is built in. A Q could strip another Q of power with a snap. They can choose to become mortal. Remember Quinn in Voyager? That means omnipotence includes the ability to limit yourself and to undo the limit whenever you want. Recursion, baby. The paradox of the stone. A Q would laugh, make the stone, lift it, unmake it, and turn it into a philosophical debate club. Plurality instead of jealous monotheism. Every Q is omnipotent, yet they coexist, bicker, have civil wars, play games. No one infinite being nonsense that can't tolerate rivals. Omniscience has sane boundaries. Q knows everything knowable inside this universe, but even he admits there are things beyond the continuum. That avoids the absurd knows all possible and impossible things trap. It's functional, not theoretical. Theological omnipotence dies the moment you think about it for 10 seconds. Q omnipotence is shown on screen, episode after episode, for decades, and it never once contradicts itself. In short, the Q Continuum is the only coherent model of omnipotence ever presented in human culture. God, as traditionally defined, is a logical train wreck. Q is omnipotence that actually functions. So next time someone tells you there's an unlimited, limitless, absolutely omnipotent being, just smile and say, sorry, your God can't even beat a bunch of sarcastic immortals in bad Renaissance outfits. The Q already won this debate 300 years before you were born.
It will carry my power to every corner of creation.
Excuse me, I'd just like to ask a question. What does God need with a starship?
Bring the ship closer.
I said, what does God need with a starship?
Jim, what are you doing? I'm asking you a question.
Who is this creature?
Who am I? Don't you know? Aren't you God?
He has his doubts.
You doubt me?
I seek proof.
Jim, you don't ask the Almighty for his height.
Then here is the proof you see.